Bay State running powered by Marathon Sports.
It's relay time. Coach Shep.
Coach H.
Boys relays.
Natties.
National championship events. We're going to get into the 4x2.
Yes.
The Acton Boxborough Colonials. They'll be in Heat 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yang, Sweeney, Lundy, all those guys, and Casebolt. Got to mention them all if I say one of them. Wellesley, who has the top time in the state, they dipped under 130. They've run 129. They'll be in Heat 3. That's the team of Reed, Chalmers, the long jump stud.
Yep.
Olson, and then don't forget all Colby, Stockard, Pickering.
Colby Pickering.
I think he was injured at some point, but he's
been running phenomenal the last 3 weeks. Shout out to my man
Relay
Derek
wise.
Chalmers. Chalmers been on fire too. Long jump.
So it's going to take more than just a 129 probably to make those finals. Obviously, both teams will just be looking to run well, but Wellesley has an outside chance of running 128 high, 129 low, if everything clicks and everything's rolling on the right cylinder. So
also keep an eye on the track factory out of Dual County, the Colonials fresh legs.
Yep.
Besides Adam Yang, so I wouldn't be surprised to see two teams in Massachusetts dip below 130 this week.
Yeah, 130. Just do they have that extra push? So let's get into the boys 4x4. In the championship, we have Newton North. They're going to be in the Section 1. That's Kandabi and
Raghav. A man, Marco Leo.
Kaplan. And it's
Forrest.
It's actually not going to be Theo in the 4x4.
It's not.
It's going to be his brother Bruce. At least that's what's entered on the sheet. So.
Interesting.
So we'll see what they run with that squad. Then you have the Needham team with Jordan, Scott, Kennedy, and Warner.
Shout out to the Warner and Jordans.
And then Methuen, they're going to be in Section 2 with Needham. They've been running great all season, the Methuen boys.
Eric.
Fatino, Marcano, Salvo,
Hansey.
and the stud on the anchor like Hansey. None of these teams, I think, are going to punch a ticket for an All-American. It took a 320 on the nose.
But the experience will be great for them.
And end the season and on a good note and get the experience for.
Shout out to the Tigers, man, Newton North Tigers, and Needham. Needham quiet as kept.
Yeah.
They've been waiting for this moment. They've been working hard behind the scenes as like anyone else. Alex Warner, Tommy Jordan, my main man Shamar Scott. Shamar, I've told you before, it's on you. So 2 teams sub 330 this week. Bethune's one of them as well.
Sub what?
Sub, I apologize. 322?
Sub 322. Okay, I'll take that. All right. Boys 4x8. And this is where it gets interesting. Arlington's in there with their crew.
Yep.
Of Candle, Harrison, Buckley, and Osting, obviously. I don't think we haven't seen them run a fresh 4x8. They ran that 8 minutes or 8:0 something, 8:01 at the D2 state relays, and then they've been doing their individual events ever since. So they won't be in the seeded heat because of that. But what can they do from that unseeded heat? Last year, a 752 from the unseeded heat, that's what it was won in, but didn't quite win. But you got a 152 on your anchor leg, and you got those capabilities, that's a 740-something team. Can they set the tone out of that unseeded heat? We've seen the seeded heat get kind of bunched up before the year that we were All-American a couple years ago. Last year it got spread out because the Jungle dropped to 739, Western Carrier dropped 741, Kyle Harbor 746. Lincoln Sudbury was All-American last year. They took that 6th spot, 750. Is it the 3rd straight year that a Massachusetts team All-American?
Absolutely.
So in the seeded heat, so Arlington will be in the Section 1.
Arlington was going to put the pressure from the unseeded heat.
They will.
Buckley, is it Bunkley? Did I say his name
Buckley,
right?
Candell, Harrison.
Candell, those boys, fresh legs. They just got to get the stick around.
So then getting into the seeded section, then you have Brookline, who ran that amazing 751 last week at New England's. They got second to...
we might have 2 teams All-American this year.
Wellesley, and that's Diaz on the leadoff leg. He was your Division 1,000 champion. Liz Reardon, just a sophomore.
Miles.
He's running really well. Griffin on that 3rd spot. And then, I like it, last week.
Lucas got after it.
The last couple weeks, they decided Brewer's not going to run the mile. They're just going to focus on the 4x8.
Lucas got after it.
And it has paid off for them. And then Wellesley, these guys ran that 753 after, except one guy, McDougal didn't run his individual event. Jason Norris came back for a 156 flat.
Yep.
On that leadoff leg.
O'Toole ran the 1,000.
Colby ran the 1,000. Colby ran the deuce. So obviously he's not an 800 runner, but you got to think he can still, that strength. So is it too crowded for two teams for Mass?
No, absolutely not. Brookline's a sleeper. I'm going to tip my hat to the Brookline Warriors. But Massachusetts, will be led by Wellesley, Brookline too. Bay State repping.
The only thing I got to say is, this isn't the All-State meet where Wellesley did it out in front all by themselves. This isn't New England's where it was spread out a little bit. You're not running free anymore. So these kids got to maneuver and do the right things and not waste energy. This is the big stage. So, hopefully we can get two. And
I believe two teams. Yeah. All-American, and Arlington will run the PR.
Don't forget about all these other teams that are probably going to be in there. The Jungle, which is Loudoun Valley, Cow Harbor from New York, St. Anthony's. It's going to be tough, man. It's you need a little bit of luck when you get there as well.
Credit to the team of New England champs, the team at Suffield.
Yeah, yep. I'm sure they'll be in there as well. So, I think although the 4x8 has been slow with times this season, I think every 4x8 team is just heating up, and this is going to be one of the better 4x8s that we've had in a while.
Yep.
All right, 4x-mile.
LS.
Yeah, no LS. Talking about the boys.
Boys, then we're talking Wellesley.
We're talking Wellesley.
Wellesley boys 4x mile.
We're talking Concord Carlisle.
Oh.
So, dude, people, don't forget about the Patriots as they're in us. Etherenthal, Ratcliffe, Chafin, and Kleiman, man. This is a stud team. Mid-season they were just dropping 232s in the 1,000, no problem. Like, if they are healthy, this Concord Carlisle team, just like the Wellesley team, this time it's Norris. Barry's not in the 4x8, but he's in this one. Sarl, O'Toole. Dude, these are diesel teams that it took a 1745, which was the Jungle's B team. There's no way in hell that these teams aren't capable of better than 1745.
You know what, Shep? I totally agree with you. I'm going to tip my hat to the state champions across. The team out of Dual County. The way Kleiman and Etherenthal and Christopher Ratcliffe and Chafin, the way this team has came together, we've watched them come together in the last several months. They're ready to roll.
Yeah,
but also the state champions.
Yeah, ready
too.
It could be a really big weekend.
Mass is gonna have some All-Americans this week. I like it.
Really big weekend for the the Wellesley boys. They opted not to run the DMR, so it's all about the 4x8
in the mile
on Friday night, and the 4-mile on Sunday. So they want that day of rest in between.
Smart move. I like it.
Sorry, DMR's on Friday night, so there'll be 4x8 Saturday night. So it was interesting to not have them in the DMR because I thought they
have the pieces.
Yeah, they have the pieces, but you can't run everything. So let's move into the boys SMR. There's actually a ton of teams in the boys for Medley. We have the Hillies, which is Haverhill, with May on the 400 and probably Glass. May on the 800 and probably Glass on the 400. Lexington, probably Gappelberg in the 800 and maybe Uda, Dodge.
On the 2?
On a 2 or a 4, and Walsh and Heiser in there as well. Brockton's in this, that whole crew. You could talk about those boys, the Brockton boys. Mention who's in that one.
Yeah, the 508, and definitely, there's 3 teams that are going to definitely run well, but back to Marvin DeRay, Javi, Izzy, and Jordan Williams. Fresh leg Jordan Williams, fresh Brockton. They have a shot as well.
So the Hillies are Section 1, Lex and Brockton are Section 2. So getting into the big boy races where they're in the top sections. Hamp is going to be, Hamp is going to be Section 4.
Hampton, but
they have Laval, Quinlan, Cooper, and BGS.
BGS comes back and drops a serious split this week.
It took a 330.99 to be All-American last year, and that's with having like a 152 guy on the anchor with a 48-ish on the 4. Mm-hmm. So we'll see if Hampton has that in there in Section 4. Then you have Newton North, Section 4 as well. So they're going to have company. Neither one's in the seeded section. There's 5 sections. That is Theo Berber. That is Raghav. That is Love, Otis Love, I believe it is.
My main man,
and then,
Otis.
Theo. Oh,
Marco.
Leo, sorry. Marco Leo.
The Tigers and the Boxers.
So Marco on the 8. Hopefully he can give him 154. You know, maybe Berber, 48 something.
And Raghav.
That Hampton team's probably capable of that as well. So
there'll be a lot of talent in that SMR, man.
If a 330 is something that's a couple of these teams are capable of. Moving on to the boys DMR, and there is only one team.
You know a lot about the DMR yourself, Shep. Side